afternoon, and welcome to AircraftPost's Rousseau Report. I'm Dennis Rousseau. For those of you new to these sessions, AircraftPost provides mark-to-market values and strategic planning for over 60 current generation business jet models, comprising 11,000 plus aircraft ranging from the Citation CJ4 and Lear 75 up to and including the Gulfstream G650 and the Global 7500. We take great pride in knowing these aircraft intimately, as it enables us to educate our clients from a fact-based platform so they can make better informed decisions. We've covered a number of models over the past few months and have received some great feedback from our viewers. We plan to continue bringing these to you, and if ever you have any suggestions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. In this session, we're going to provide a brief on the Falcon 2000 series. The legacy Falcon 2000 was launched in 1989 and entered service in 1995 to compete in the large jet category business jet market, or specifically those with two-zone cabins and 3,000-mile range. This provides the aircraft with nonstop capability from New York to Western Europe. However, the westbound return to New York would typically require a fuel stop. One trait that makes the Falcon 2000 so desirable is that it shares the forward two-thirds of the Falcon 900 fuselage and cabin dimensions, which offer 6 foot 2 inches interior headroom and 7 feet 7 inches in cabin width. The major differences between the two aircraft are range, cabin length, 2 engines versus 3, and a 3-zone cabin for the Falcon 900. The CFE 738 FADEC engine powers the Falcon 2000 and was developed through a joint venture between GE and Honeywell. The midlife inspection intervals were initially set at 2,500 hours, then through field experience, they were raised to 3,000 for midlife and 6,000 for overhauls. GE is responsible for the engine core and control system, while Honeywell manages the remaining components. There's a pay-per-hour service contract available that covers parts and inspections for the engines. And 89% of Falcon 2000s are currently enrolled on the OEM program CSP. This program enhances resale values by 15 to 20% over those without CSP. The original interior design offered 4 singles in a club arrangement in the forward cabin and a flexible arrangement in the aft cabin. When the aircraft entered service, however, the standard floor plan, per the tech spec, comprised 4 singles in both the forward and aft cabins. The aircraft was configured with an aft lav consisting of a left-hand side commode and toilet on the right-hand side. The forward galley could be configured in a number of arrangements. However, 2 of the most notable were converting the forward section of the galley into additional storage or a forward crew lav. Although the double club arrangement was called out in the tech spec, throughout the production run, the preferred layout consisted of a club arrangement in the forward cabin and a single club opposite a conference group in the aft cabin. For extended trips, the conference group could be converted into a full-size bed by lowering the conference table and inserting a mattress. Or, if the conference group were replaced with a divan, a berthing feature would allow a sleeping platform as well. The standard avionics suite for the 2000 was the Collins ProLine 4 EFIS, which incorporates 4 CRTs on the panel and dual FMS and laser Fs installed in the console. This is the same system used by the Falcon 50EX, Gulfstream G200, Lear 60, and the 2000's competitor, the Challenger 604. As this system is nearing 30-plus years of service, Collins offers an upgrade from the Series 4 to the ProLine 21 system, which incorporates 4 LCDs and a host of options, bringing the cockpit current with today's technology. Maintenance is accomplished on a hard time schedule where every 6 years the airframe will undergo a major inspection called the C-check. The process starts with the 1C, then 6 years hence, a second C is accomplished and rightfully called the 2C that comprises airframe and gear restoration. The inspections continue chronologically, so the next is the 3C and then the 4C. Once again, you're going to overhaul the gear. And after that, they start all over with the 1C. In 2003, the 2000 was replaced by the 2000EX, which offered 2 major improvements: higher thrust Pratt & Whitney Canada engines and a 25% increase in range to 3,800 nautical miles, with 6 passengers and normal cruise of 0.8 Mach. This allows nonstop range from Western Europe to the east coast of the U.S., even against winter headwinds. The PW308C engine features a 7,000-hour overhaul interval, or they can be operated on condition. The 308's FADEC system obviously adds to the increased range through operating efficiencies. However, most of the range comes from increasing the fuel tanks, which add 670 gallons more fuel, or an increase of 36% over the 2000. A couple other improvements for the 2000EX are a heavy-duty landing gear and brake system. From a cabin comfort perspective, Dassault was adamant on lowering the noise levels, and they achieved this by applying new lightweight sound insulation materials and installing flexible engine attachment fittings that dampen engine sound before it's transmitted to the structure, making the 2000EX one of the quietest aircraft in class. In 2004, at serial number 27, Dassault installed the EASY, or the Enhanced Avionics System, cockpit, which replaces the Proline 4 CRTs with four 14-inch LCDs. Not only did this clean up the cockpit by reducing the number of switches, but they also integrated a fair share of standalone systems into one. A major option incorporated on the 2000 EASY was the Enhanced Flight Vision System, which is a combination of head-up display and an infrared camera located on the nose of the aircraft. And this system improves access to airports in inclement weather, providing operational credit for poor visibility approaches down to 100 feet. Beginning in 2005, Dassault launched a couple programs which were variations on the Falcon 2000EX EASY. The 2000DX was a shorter range version introduced in 2005, and the aircraft had 20% less range to compete with lower-priced aircraft in its class. However, the $2 million price differential between the DX and 2000EX EASY could not generate enough sales, so Dassault was forced to discontinue the model after building only 4 aircraft. The 2000S was introduced in 2009 to compete in the super midsize market against the Challenger 350 and Gulfstream G280. It was fitted with the full-span slats and the high-lift trailing edge flaps of the Falcon 900 LX and API winglets, which allow the aircraft to cruise faster and climb higher. The full-span slats increase stalling angle of attack, thereby reducing stall speed. The 2000S has 20% less range than the top-of-the-line 2000 LX. However, it's priced $6 million less, which allows it to compete better in its respective market. This brings us to the last iteration in the 2000 lineup, the 2000 LXS. The LX denotes the aircraft has winglets fitted by Dassault when new, and the S is indicative of the wing having full-span leading-edge slats. The former mod boosts the range to just over 4,000 nautical miles and has a price point new in the low to mid $30 million range. From 2001 through December 2019, there were 358 2000 EASYs that were built, bringing the total 2000 fleet to 633 aircraft. Now let's take a look at residual values and how the 2000 markets are doing. A 20-year-old Falcon 2000 that started life with a price point of $17 million had a couple peaks in market value, as most business jets did in 2001 and 2008. However, as you've heard me say many times, aircraft are depreciating assets, and every part on the aircraft has an expiration date stamped on it. So the so-called run-up in price was short-lived, and in 2009, most took a 50% decline in market value, only to return to nominal year-over-year depreciation. After 20 years in service, the Legacy 2000 is showing $3.6 million in market value, which translates to an 18% residual. Now let's take a look at the performance of a 10-year-old 2000 EASY. The aircraft had a price point new of $29 million in 2008, and today sells for $13 million on average on the pre-owned markets, realizing a 45% value retention. In both cases, the 2000 and 2000 EASY have seen moderate uptick over the last 3 years. It should be noted that Falcon aircraft do have one of the best residual values in the industry. So how are the current markets doing? The Legacy 2000 currently shows 28 available aircraft and an average market time of 303 days, with ask prices ranging from $2.9 to $5.7 million. On the transaction side, there have been 6 sales over the last 6 months, with prices ranging from $2.3 to $5.65 million. The 2000 EASY market shows 21 available aircraft, with ask prices ranging from $7.9 to $24.9 million and average days on the market of 216. In the last 6 months, there's been 11 transactions ranging from $6.2 to $12.5 million. With Falcon aircraft, there's something to be noted from the value perspective. They do not churn out aircraft in the masses, nor are they a discounter on price. When lined up to its main competitor, Challenger 6 series, which has 1,100 aircraft in service, the Falcon 2000's total just over half of that. Now consider, when we hit the next economic downturn, if 10 to 15% of the fleet comes on the market, the Challengers will take a huge price hit. Join us in our next session when we talk about the Falcon 7 and 8X. Until then, from all of us at Aircraft Post, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, and have a great day.